Hi everyone, this is Nora. Thank you so much for joining me. I am, of course, providing a follow-up to everything that's been going on in my new Mulberry A6 agenda. So this is the black one though. I shared an unboxing of the oak one. I plan on moving into that agenda come March. But for now, I'm going to finish the month of February in here. So because I'm taking this agenda out and about, I've taken it to church, I've taken it to work, I decided to take out all the additional deco and put some of my most used stickers right here. Now these stickers did not fit in this little pocket, so I did cut them here and then I was able to put them in here. So I have the Sweet Caress design stickers. These are just some bubbly hearts I use to cover up the months as the months pass by, then I cover each month. So I will be able to use one of these stickers for the month of February. I also have these other stickers that I use a lot. These are both from Papery Planning. These are the little petite check marks, and these are the petite arrows that I also use. And I'll show you that as I flip through here. So yeah, I took everything out of here. The back, all the deco I have in the back has not bothered me, so I'm leaving that here for now. Of course, I will switch out this February card for my March one when the time comes. I have not changed anything as far as dashboards or anything like that. I did do one minor tweak in here, which was I removed all my daily inserts, and I'll explain why later on. But for now, let's just kind of flip through here. That way I can show you some of the stickers that and how I've been using them. So as I said, as each month goes by, I put a little sticker over it. So there's my bubbly heart sticker. And over here, I have the check mark stickers here. As I complete something that I consider to be a win per month, I shot that down there. And over here would be my quarterly inserts, where I just use a little arrow just to mark a date. I still haven't gone through and put anything in the monthly view here, the tiny monthly here, and that's because I'm waiting for some stickers to get here so I can use those there. All right, so this is actually my official first section. Before I had this as my pre-section, but that was because I had the daily section. But as I removed the daily section out, I figured let me just kind of push everything back, and that's what I have here. Next up would be all my monthlies, which I shared in my last video. So these are the Infinite Lotus month on 2 pages, back to back. These are not separable inserts. And the third section right after these, and these are from, well, the one in the back, I shared this in my last video, but this one is from Aesthetic Paper Co. And this one, as well as this one, are from Noted Co. All right, so this is where I'm going to spend the majority of my time. So let me just flip back here just to give an update, because after this section, I have just a journaling card that a planner card that I punched some holes and I put it here to do the divide for this next section, which is my trackers. Everything's going well in there, as well as my next section, which is a line a day, and that dashboard is from Aesthetic Paper Co. as well. And in the back, I have my last section, which first comes the Aesthetic Paper Co. dashboard, followed by my church notes that I have in there, and just a couple little pockets here in case you've never seen a flip of my planner. It's very simple. I'm not doing anything fancy in here. All of these 3 items in the back are all from A Paper Co. The majority of this video is going to focus on my third section, which is the weekly. And as I said, I'm no longer using the dailies, and that's because I've been experimenting in other inserts. The majority of the inserts I started to use when I went into A6 were these here. These are from Infinite Lotus and week on 2 pages. These are dated inserts. They were physical inserts. I have a running to-do list here with some priorities here, something that I want to highlight for this week. And then it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And for the notes section, I'm using it to just track what I'm posting over on Instagram, and here whatever is coming up for the following week. These have been really good overall. I can't complain. However, if you know me, I love a weekly, hourly, or I prefer actually weekly half hour. And for example, here in my A5, my GM, I did go ahead and actually set this up, believe it or not, with just monthlies here, a month on 1 page. And then I go straight into weeklies. And that's the only thing I have here, with the exception of some notes pages here in the back. So this is super simple setup. I'm not trying to do an official flip of it. I just want to show you the inserts that I feel the most comfortable with. So let me go to the month of February when I started to kind of, I guess, back plan just to see. I mean, I just needed a place where I can house all the information temporarily and then transfer it over when I make my final decision on the weekly inserts I will use for A6 size. So I'm just kind of showing you. I love the space, of course, but I told myself I've been using the GM, the A5 Ring Agenda for a couple of years already. So I need to give this a break. And plus, more than anything, I should say, it's the portability that I get with this agenda. If you've watched my previous videos, of course, I struggled for over 2 years with personal rings. I try to make it work, and I would always kind of go back to my A5. So I feel that going into the A6 will resolve that dilemma. All right, so what inserts did I use? So let's go first to these here. These are the mulberry ones. I just want to pair up the week. So this was for the 17th. And here, so this is this view. And as I said, something important for the week, priorities, to-do list, and then all my week on 2 pages here, what's coming up for next week and what I'm posting over on Instagram. I shared during my unboxing that I received these inserts right here. And these, I mean, they're busy, but I don't mind that because I, for some reason, feel like I work best with this, seeing everything all at once and just in this type of format. So let's talk about what worked and didn't work. Of course, I enjoy the fact that these are half-hour slots, but they're military hours. So I'll do a close-up here. And you can see I don't really function with those hours. I've never been accustomed to that, unfortunately. I did decide to put what I was going to post over on Instagram here at the very bottom. And I always do track my dinners, only my dinners. And so I was able to put that a little D for dinner down at the bottom and any additional tasks that didn't fit here. And I kind of do, you know, pretty much by the hour what I'm doing, or every half hour, I should say. I track it all. And like I said, this is the way that my brain has worked the best. And then come Saturday and Sunday, they're stacked. No, they don't have any times or anything. You just write your own times in there. And here's a little small calendar in the corner here. And these were great overall, but I think the biggest issue for me was the actual paper. They were quite thin. And I don't know if you can kind of see that ink. You can kind of see it there. I don't have that issue with my Infinite Lotus inserts. And I didn't mind that they were thin. And even I really didn't mind that you can see the ink on the other side, at least from the angle that I am looking at this, or at least in person, I should say. But what bothered me was that for being a thin paper, there was a tooth to it, meaning there was some kind of texture to it. And I'm used to a very smooth paper. And so I just didn't like the way my pen felt when I was writing. Now, I know that's very picky, but I figured if I'm going to be in these all year long, I want them to be to my satisfaction. Not perfect, but just something that I feel comfortable with. And unfortunately, while it was fun trying these out, I do not plan on using these. Yeah, there's something about there was a scratchiness going on. Like when the pen just would not write smoothly like they normally would on my Infinite Lotus inserts. These right here, these are super smooth. And I did share a color comparison last time, but I'll share it again. Being the researcher that I don't mind being, I decided to also play with some other inserts. By the way, someone did ask me a question, where can you find A6 inserts? And things are getting kind of tricky for anyone who's using A6 because a lot of the planner shops have phased out A6 inserts. For example, Portability, you have to directly contact someone from the shop and create a custom, or at least have a conversation about ordering A6 inserts, I should say. And last time I checked, I believe they were undated. But of course, you would have to contact Portability yourself to see if that is still the case. May Paper Co., I believe, also has A6 size. Noted Co., there was a bundle, an A6 mystery bundle that I believe sold out. And I don't know what the status is of the A6. I know that, of course, personal size is common there, and A5 and half letter. And those seem to be the more popular sizes. And the other thing I wanted to note, though, is that you can get the dashboards. Those are available, okay? And I'm not sure about Rosie if you're able to get dashboards in an A6 size. I haven't checked to see, but I know with Noted Co you can, as well as Aesthetic Paper Co. These are from Aesthetic Paper Co. So that's a pro. Very excited about that they have that. And of course, May Paper should have the A6 dashboards. I actually didn't check to see the dashboards were available, but I'm pretty sure that she carries just about every size. So those are all pros. Of course, you can always go through a different route, which would be to just purchase your inserts, your digital download, and then print, cut, punch. I don't do that anymore. In addition to what I'm sharing with you, I want to be very clear when I say a true A6 size. Okay, now Infinite Lotus carries a true A6 size because many times when you order A6, let's say on Amazon, they'll actually mean personal size. So you have to be very careful with that. A6, it's always going to be a little bit more square, like a mini A5. And personal, I don't have my personal ring with me at this moment because I'm not using personal rings. They're going to be much more narrow, okay, than something like this. So be very careful when ordering so that you get the correct size. So Mulberry is a true A6, not an A6 that is sometimes used to measure personal size inserts. So I hope that made sense. So let me think here. I mentioned shops that came to my mind. Of course, there may be others, but one shop that also does have the A6 inserts readily available besides Infinite Lotus. However, be careful with Infinite Lotus because some of the items from the sub box are only going to be available in personal size A5 and I believe half letter. So if you have you're looking to get a sub box, that size is not available for a sub box. And some of the inserts that then are later released on the website, on the Infinite Lotus website, will not be an A6. Some might be, but others, the majority I should say, will not be because they come from the sub box. Of course, you can always get printables from any of these shops. The last shop I wanted to mention though is Cloth and Paper, and that brings me to these right here. Of course, I had to order them. Oh, wait, I'm not done. Peanuts Planner Co. Peanuts Planner Co. will also have A6 inserts. Now, it used to be where you can only order a download and, do the whole print, copy, punch. But now Peanuts has physical inserts. So you can get physical inserts from there as well. All right, going back to this now. Yeah, so I'm playing around here, right? So let's do a paper comparison because I'm all about that. And here we go. So I've done this before with other inserts. This is the Mulberry, just so you can get an idea, the thinner one of the three. Then you have the Cloth and Paper, also has A6 inserts readily available, a much thicker paper, okay? And it does have a tooth, but it's not like a scratchy type of texture like I feel I'm getting with these. And these are the most smooth inserts from the three. And also quite thick, okay? And as you can see the color there, you kind of decide what your preference is. And let's look at these inserts a little bit closer. I am going to show you the two first, meaning these Cloth and Paper ones and the Mulberry ones. At least let me just do half and half. How about I do that to just kind of look at how they differ. All right, let's put them up close. So first of all, actually, I should probably just show you the Cloth and Paper ones first. I should have probably shared a blank one before I went into this, but you have Monday start as well. All of these are Monday starts. And you can put a to-do list up here, time blocking, not half hour, but there is a time blocking here section all across. And Saturday and Sunday also included with the times. And on the side, you have also more to-dos. You can write them here. If you don't want to do your to-dos up here, that's fine. I'll explain how I kind of divided this. So let me just put this down a little bit so I can go into this. Because I'm combining work and personal. And yes, I do go back and forth if I want to do work separate. And I always end up coming back to combining them. But I did most of my time blocking here. Normally, I would write my tasks down here. So instead, what I did is I wrote only personal tasks here and all the work items on the top here. So this worked for me. And I didn't work on Saturday, so I didn't have anything to write up there. But the rest of them, meaning all the other work items I had to do, they're all on the top. So this worked for me very well. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. At first, when I started, I was looking at them like, okay, how's this gonna work out for me? And then once I started getting, more accustomed to the layout, I saw like, oh, this is how I can do this. So I'm happy to report that I did enjoy using these inserts. I Now, you do have to write small. I think that was the biggest challenge. And I can write small, but even a very fine tip, I had to be very careful with it. And this is like a 0.38, if I remember correctly. This is the pen I'm always using. Actually, it's 0.35. Point being is that just be careful with the pen that you use. Of course, if you like a thicker ink, give it a try. Just be ready to write small. And I don't know, I have some decisions to make. I mentioned how I ordered a custom order from Infinite Lotus. I am still waiting on that, so I will definitely report back to that. Now that custom order is going to look like the A5 one that I showed you right here, the inserts for A5. So I will not have any areas for to-dos on the side or anything. It's just going to be like all of this, like the whole spread. Monday start, Saturday and Sunday stacked, and then you write your items here. This was not very filled out, but for example, let's go over here. There's something like this. Okay, so the question for me is, and something you may ask yourself, is portability more important than space? Right? I think that's something I'm wondering myself, because this is not very portable to me. This A6 size is, but of course I lose a lot of space. And because I've done an A5 for over 2 years, meaning a ring agenda, not a book bound, but a ring agenda, the GM specifically, then to me it is worth trying this out. And I know that I have my A5 to fall back on. I don't want to do that though, just because like I said in another video, I'm trying out different things. I'm really trying to and I've always been very consistent with my planner, but I feel that when it's with me, I'm going to be able to be even more consistent with it. I'm going to be able to check in often, and like I said, take it to work and take it to church if I need to. Like it can just go wherever I want, take it to appointments. Whereas this, it wasn't so much that I needed to get a big tote or anything. It's just that it's also kind of flashy. And I know there are other A5 agendas out there, right? And I love my monogram, but I don't always want to go to a meeting with the monogram. And I do have the epi as well. And those are great, but honestly, if something would happen to one of those agendas, you're out a lot of money there. And so I don't want to put that out there. I mean, meaning like I don't want to go out and about with this. And I guess I just kind of lack the courage to take it out and about, whereas something a little bit smaller than this, something a little bit more discreet, such as the Mulberry, I feel more comfortable. I don't have that hesitation to take it out and about. Now, this is, of course, another luxe planner. This is not, you know, something that is going to cost like $30 or something like that. But it's not as flashy. It's not going to stand out as much. And I really overall like the aesthetics of it. I think it's really cute. It's very different. And also, I don't have those reservations to take it out, meaning in a meeting or something like that. But again, this is all personal opinion. Everyone has to do what's going to work for them. And if someone feels, yes, I'm going to take my LV and just take it out, it's not, you know, it's to each its own. And if I were to be at a meeting and I would see someone take out their LV, I'd be like, oh my goodness, you're fabulous, right? But for me personally, I just don't feel that's for me at the moment. Maybe in the future. And I've been dealing with this for a couple of years. I've discussed this in previous videos. And like I said, maybe in the future I'll have a change of heart. But for now, I just don't feel that I'm comfortable with that. So anyhow, I am very happy with Mulberry and everything that I have so far, with the exception, of course, of the weeklies. I'm still kind of figuring my way around this whole weekly. I know I want a weekly on 2 pages, just a matter of figuring things out. I would love your comments in the bottom. I hope that this has been helpful. I did respond to someone, a subscriber over at YouTube, this person was interested in kind of finding out what are some other A6 shops. Feel free to add more, okay? Meaning comment below if there are other shops that carry A6, a physical A6, or any mistake that I've made, of course, because I try to keep up with all the shops, but because I do tend to use the majority of the Infinite Lotus inserts, sometimes I'm not always checking on what other shops have at the moment. So like I said, feel free to add in the comments below, correct anything that I said that maybe wasn't accurate. One thing I did want to say though about the cloth and paper shop in general is that you can get A6 in the sub box. And that would definitely be something to consider. If you want to keep adding things or you want to experiment more with some inserts in the A6 size, you can select A6 if you do decide to go with a sub box. All right, guys, this is it for me today. However, stay tuned because since I'm not using personal rings and I still have a sub box from Infinite Lotus coming, I will go through those personal size inserts and select from that box. And I believe the previous box, meaning the February box, so I'm going to get the March box. In fact, it's supposed to arrive today. Anyways, I'm going to select inserts from those two boxes in personal size, and I will put together another giveaway for March. So stay tuned for that. Thank you again for your support, and please feel free to always ask me any questions. I will do my best to answer them. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day or evening. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye. Before you go, I wanted to give you two updates. One is that I did go to May Paper Co. and I thought she had A6 physical inserts because I was able to purchase these accessories in A6, but in fact, May Paper Co. does not have A6 physical inserts. The other update is that Aesthetic Paper Co. does have A6 physical inserts, so definitely check those out. Thank you again.